Be excellent to each other and party on, dudes. I'm back with another Legacy video. We're going to be playing Blue-Black Control. Pardon the assets not fully loading. I need to restart, but my game has already started, so I'm going to do a very quick deck here, and then we're going to do a League of 5 matches. So this deck is Blue-Black Control. We include Baleful Strix, which is very powerful. We include Psychic Frog, which is also very powerful. And we have our Bowmasters. And then in terms of other pressure, we have a Tamiyo that can tick up, and we have a whole lot of like a very reasonable mana base of 20 lands, including 4 wastelands. And we have a little bit of counter magic in our Force of Wills, our Dazes. We have 6 removal spells and Fatal Pushes, and in Shieldred's Edicts. And we have a single Murktide. And our sideboard has Harbinger of the Sea, it has Dress Down, it has a lot of powerful tools, Hydroblast, and 3 Nile Spell Bombs, respecting Rescaminator. Our opponent is likely on lands. They've been playing a lot of lands lately, so let's jump in. So we've already burned 4 minutes of our clock. Hopefully that's not going to be too catastrophic, but we do have 2 lands. We have a Force, we have a Psychic Frog. I think we keep this. Again, I'm going to try to reload in between these games and see if I get these assets load. Oh, they're loading in. Okay, great. Okay, cool. We can now see what's in our hand. I'll say, sorry for the delay. I was doing a deck tech. All right. So this is going to resolve. Pop this out. Again, thanks for your patience with this. I like to have this over here so I can read it more easily than having to constantly look over here. Okay, so Elvish Reclaimer is a very strong start. This is kind of the card that we were afraid that they would have. And in retrospect, I probably could have forced that, but I'm going to see if I can find a Fatal Push for it. So I think I'm going to start by just going and getting an island here. There's no reason for us to subject ourselves to wastelands when we can easily play around them with this with these cards that we've drawn here. These cards are okay. We don't need the lands. And if you don't like at least 2 of the cards in your ponder, shuffle your ponder. Okay, we got a Baleful Strix. Again, none of this immediately removes the Reclaimer. All right, Monk's Time is fine. Urza Saga to the bin. I'll be very sad if they have Life from the Loam here. They do. They don't have any acceleration yet. Yeah, I'm not going to force that. They're probably going to play it. Okay, so this tells me they probably don't have a lot of lands in hand, but we can't really exploit that because, okay, Pithing Needle, I'm not sure what they're going to name. Probably they'll name Frog. And there's nothing we can do. We don't have a single card other than Brazen Borrower that we can use to remove that from play. So I think naming Psychic Frog is the best name in the blind. I'm not sure what else they might be thinking we would be playing that would be impactful. They might name Wasteland. All right, they have named Tamiyo. Interesting. Because there's nary a Tamiyo in sight. They're not attacking. Okay. I'm not sure why they didn't even attack there. That was free. Okay. So here, I'm going to go get a Swamp, and I'm just going to play out a Psychic Frog. And this may force them to do something like go get a Maze of Ith. But I do want to be proactive here. I think they're likely going to dredge, and so they can get some more cards. And get closer to making Reclaimer formidable. So Reclaimer is now going to be, it's still a 1-2, but they can get it up to a, okay, they're just regrowing their Wasteland, which is totally fine. I don't even care about Wasteland at this point. All right. So I think it's very likely that they have a Maze of Ith in their deck. I could force them to go get it, but it doesn't really matter. It's not like I'm winning any tempo doing that. I think what I do is I want to untap and just slam something good. Oh, this is good, actually. So what I'm going to do is they're probably going to go get Maze of Ith here, and that's totally fine. And then I will play the second Frog, and I'll just be ready to continue to beat. So I think they're going to tap, sacrifice probably the Wasteland to go get a Maze of Ith here. Otherwise, I'm going to potentially be able to bury them in card advantage. Okay. That's fine. No Stifle in this deck. Oh, they're cycling away the Urza Saga. Interesting. I guess they can always play it again. Gosh, that sucks. Nothing I can do here. I get to draw a card though. Yeah, I think it's fine. So that phases out. It blanked our removal. I don't think they're likely to have removal, but I don't want to go too far in on this. I'm just going to draw my card. And I am going to go ahead and play a second Psychic Frog here. Definitely a possibility that they waste, but I want to keep the pressure on. And drawing cards is a great way to outrace their life from the loam, which is essentially kind of drawing 2 to 3 cards a turn. Let's see, they got a Caracas, which doesn't matter. Thespian Stage, which could potentially get, okay, yeah, Wasteland on my card. Not too unexpected, and now they're going to return 3 lands. Okay. The cards I will force here will definitely be like Crop Rotation. They can just get the main land. The main land I'm afraid of here is Tabernacle, potentially. If they have like a Ghost Quarter in their deck, that could be pretty devastating. Thespian Stage. Right, and they do have the ability to activate Elvish Reclaimer again. Okay, they're activating it now, interestingly. That's fine. Let's see what they get. They'll probably get Tabernacle. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go all in, I think. Next turn they can go get the thing. Let's see. Yeah, I think if they go get Ghost Quarter, I'm screwed. So I don't have a lot of hope of winning this game. So I'll just, I'm going to definitely pay here. Okay, and I'll pay my blue or my black. All right, let's see if I can draw a land here. Shieldred's Edict is good, but we won't have the mana to do that. I'm going to attack, and I'm going to dump, I think I'm going to dump 3 cards into each of them, and I'm going to hope to rip a land and something good off the top, but I need to apply pressure. Baleful Strix can basically buy me a turn against that, but what I really need is a, Shieldred's Edict is actually pretty good here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll keep Shieldred's Edict. So I'm going to discard this. Bowmasters, which is pretty bad against their deck. I'll discard this Brainstorm, and I'll discard Daze. I'll discard Force of Will. I think I am going to discard the Strix. So what we're hoping to do is draw a fetch, and then next turn we can draw another land. Okay, the Wasteland is actually pretty good. And I'll just park this Wasteland in play, and this will disincentivize them doing a lot of things that they're probably going to want to do here. They have to pay for this, and then they can only play 1 land a turn. So here they're going to attempt to... okay, they're tapping their stage. I do think that they're going to try to go for... okay, they got a Wasteland. Are they going to Wasteland my Wasteland? I'm totally fine. I mean, we can just exile cards from our graveyard here. I think we do keep Wasteland up. So let's see. They don't have the mana to both go get the guy and to use it. And if they block, this Reclaimer is going to die, but that's not necessarily the end of the world. I think I want to jump both of them here. Yeah, I was just thinking about what to set. Let's see, we've used 1. Yeah, I'm going to do it so it forces them to use the Wasteland if they want to waste me. Yes. Okay, do I need to click on the one that I want? Okay. That kept both of them around, right? Yeah, okay, good. This is terrifying. I don't like the interface here. Okay. So another Psychic Frog. So we can hit them for... I mean, it's quite likely that they go and they get a Mazavith here. I'm definitely going to jump. I'll just exile 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. 3. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the same here. Exile 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now I'm going to go to combat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to discard the Bowmasters and the Psychic Frog. Let's discard a card here. Bowmasters. Discard the Psychic Frog. Okay, so I think they're likely to go... They're not quite dead. I can't get them dead. Oh no, I passed. Oh, I passed priority there. That was bad. That was bad. So they're going to crop rot, and here they're going to get, what are they going to get? A maze. Okay. I mean, that's slow. They're going to use maze here. Okay, are they going to get the, okay. Do they have a second maze? They have 2 mazes. Okay, this is bad. All right. They're just burning up my clock here. The fact that I was so late to the game is going to be consequential here in this matchup. I'm just going to concede. I'm going to save time because I think this is going to be a very long, drawn-out game, and they have the ability to eventually assemble a win. I would need to get Wastelands here. Maybe it doesn't really matter that I didn't react with Wasteland because they had 2 different ways to cycle away whatever they were, whatever I wasted. Okay, so Daze is very bad here. Surgical is quite good against Loam, which is the most powerful card in their deck. These spell bombs are live. Force negation. Oh, Dress Down is definitely coming in. Harbinger is definitely coming in because Harbinger can really screw up like a lot of their lines. In terms of cards, we don't really care about. I think we could probably cut a couple Fatal Pushes. Strix is pretty bad here. Strix can, no, it's Bowmasters that's going. Bowmasters, famously terrible card in the lands matchup. Okay, and I move my Surgical in. Murktide can win. I don't want to board it out. Everything else is defensive. So Borrowers are a good defensive card. I think I am going to pull a couple of these out and move in the negations just in case I'm able to stop a Life from the Loam. The way you beat these decks, in my humble opinion, is you just go after, Life from the Loam. The fact that they named Tamiyo as their Pithing Needle makes me think that maybe they're afraid of that card specifically, that it's a good card against them. Yeah, I'm going to go back in with this. Let's do it. So if we look at this players, they are pretty dedicated on lands these past few months. I think they're likely to bring in... Oh, they only have 1 plow? No, they have 3 plow main. Okay, cool. It's good to know about. This is a great hand. I'm going to keep it. It's great because it has interaction. Yeah, I think I'm going to play this out so I can get a basic swamp and push if they open with the Reclaimer Elf. Elvish Reclaimer. Yep, and that's going to get pushed immediately. No questions asked. We're just going to get rid of it. It's the key of their early game. All right. I already feel kind of favored. Now what I'm going to do is... Oh, that's so good. All right, so I'm going to play this out. And I'm just going to play this out too. And then we can always brainstorm. I think if we resolve this, though, we're going to be in an extremely strong position. I would like to have a force effect to protect it, but I did board out my 2 of my forces, so force negation is not going to protect this, unfortunately. Okay, they're exiling our graveyard. Not like a super strong play. I'm going to wait. I'm disciplined. This isn't a race. They're not doing anything super pressuring. Okay, so I'm going to go and I'm going to get a island here, and I'm going to attempt to brainstorm into a fetch, of which we have 9. Because remember, I made that big substitution. Oh, there we go. So we don't need a backup spell bomb, and I don't think we really need this wasteland. Yeah, I'm going to put that back, play this out, and then what I'll do is I can end step fetch the Surveil Land. They will have a turn in which they can interact. Okay, I'm not going to get the Surveil Land if they're going to do that. They've tapped out a white, which is great. Okay, and I don't care about that. All right, I'm feeling good. So I'm not going to get the Surveil Land because I don't want them to waste me in response. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to untap. I'm going to draw. I am going to go ahead and... I guess I'll play this out. I could just waste their wasteland. Don't think there's really any benefit to doing that. To restrict their mana. Yeah, I'm just going to waste their wasteland, and then they can waste this if they'd like, and I'm going to fetch. Okay, I'm not going to make the mistake I made last time All right, and we'll just get an Underground Sea here. Wastelands resolve. They fizzle. And then we're going to go blue, colorless, blue. And we're going to hope that they don't have any, like a basic forest in their hand or basic plains or anything. And if they don't, I think we're in a really strong position. Okay, we won. So Harbinger, very strong sideboard card that we can't really play in Bug, but we can play in blue-green. So that was kind of tricky because I was really worried that they might have some sort of removal spell they could cast there. Force Negation does remove Loam. I think it is still worth keeping in over the other Force of Will. I'm trying to think if there are any cards that I do feel comfortable cutting here. I think we've got a pretty good list here. I think boarding in an additional force. What am I going to force though? I could force the elf. I think it's good to have the extra forces in. So what I'm going to take out here, I will take out probably a Tamiyo. Murktide I don't think is likely to win when they have like at least two different effects in their deck that like what are they called? Maze of Ith effects. So I don't think because Maze of Ith is in the deck, I don't think it's wise to count on Murktide helping me. So we are very skinny on win cons, but a very good win con has presented itself. I'm going to keep this. If they attempt to turn one Reclaimer Elf, I will just force it. And do they have it? They do. All right. Well, let's get rid of it. I'm going to pitch Baleful Strix. Right. So we do have the ability to play on basics if we'd like. And I do like that. Okay, Urza Saga. It's a great card. Sphere Resistance does affect all cards that we cast. Is it worth the force knowing that we have, double Psychic Frog and we have plenty of land? This does also feed their, you know what? This may seem like overly cautious when I have so many lands, but yeah, I'm going to do it. Now, I think I do want to get the Surveil land because I am looking for action. I've got this Frog next turn, but I don't have anything else lined up after that. I'd love to find a Wasteland, or I'd love to find some sort of answer to Loam, because that's what I think we top this. It's better than the average draw. Even though we're not going to deploy it right now, we're going to deploy Psychic Frog. So I think I'm going to play this out, and then I have the ability to go get, I have a choice, which card I want to get with the other fetch. I think likely this is only going to be able to attack once before they have pretty big sagas online. Okay, Wasteland. I hope they use it. They might think that, okay, Celestial Purge. I can't do anything about that. And I think they're likely to waste me here, which is fine because we have the ability to go get a basic. Let's see what we draw here. Spell Bomb is great. So I am going to go ahead and just, I want to get I think I want to get the swamp just in case, because I don't really have a way to win if I play Harbinger out other than Harbinger herself. But blue, I don't know what to do. So if we get black, yeah, I'm going to get black. And now I'm just going to go Spell Bomb, Tamiyo. All my cards on the table. Can we beat whatever is coming out of Urza Saga here? There aren't going to be any constructs coming out of it unless they have a Spirit Guide. They could easily go get a some sort of Pithing Needle for my Spell Bomb. Expedition Map, okay. They do have the mana to use it. Let's see what they're going to get here. They might get Tabernacle and then plan to waste here. Wasteland, okay. So I think they're probably planning to waste me. Oh, yeah, that'll do it. Unfortunately, because we didn't go for the basic earlier, we're in a situation where we do need to top deck a basic. This doesn't do anything. I'm just going to start stacking up clues and passing. My hope is that they go for some sort of Life from the Loam or something, and I can just buy time by wiping their graveyard. But if they cast something really big here, I'll be in trouble. Okay, that's great. That's good news for us. They kept, which is bad news. Okay, Ghost Quarter is fine because I do have a basic island in the deck. Huh. Yeah, I think I'm just going to wait. Are they going to do it during upkeep? They're not going to do it. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to attack. I think it's worth trying to get a land here just from a momentum. They don't have anything in play. They don't have a way to like search their library. Yeah, I'm just going to do this. Okay, and then I can pay. I should not have technically tapped until I knew that that was going to resolve. It's a great card. Eventually we'll be able to use it. If they Ghost Quarter me, that's actually very good. All right, no play. All right, do we get a land? That's unfortunate. We did get 2 clues out of it. We did find a land. I think the play here is to go ahead and ponder looking for another land. I don't want to get brainstorm locked. Unfortunately, that means their Ghost Quarter just straight deletes cards from my deck. Yeah, I don't really want any of these. I'm looking for a Psychic Frog or a land. Okay, find a land. And just to be completely clear, I did play an island. Yeah, otherwise I would have been able to save my Tamiyo, but I'm just going to chill. Hopefully they Ghost Quarter me and they just draw dead, and I can draw a bunch of cards off my clues and get back into the game. Yep. Sure, I'll use it. I'll fail to find, but I got to shuffle. Actually, I think my deck was already randomized. Okay. Spell Bomb is good. I think it's better to deploy a Spell Bomb here than it is to crack a clue. I could be wrong. Because if they are able to Ghost Quarter, I don't want that to happen. I'll just play that, and then I'll keep up a Brainstorm in case they do plow me, so I can at least choose what cards are on top of my deck. So we're pretty far from death here. I feel pretty good. The main thing that scares me is the possibility of a Life from the Loam. But we have a Spell Bomb, so it's kind of covered. Here, I think I am going to Brainstorm just in case I find a fetch. Okay, I find a fetch, and I find a Tamiyo. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put back... Dress Down so good in this matchup, I can't put that back. No, I want to keep Brainstorm for my cantrip. Maybe I just wait and... no, I think we do one of the... No, let's deploy Tamiyo with protection. So what I'm going to do is I'll just... I'll play... So, yeah. I'll float that on top of my deck. I'm going to play this and I'll pass. And next turn I'll be able to Tamiyo and have the ability to flip her in case I need to. It's actually, do I need the Dress Down that badly? If they don't play a Urza Saga, I think I'm going to go ahead and just crack a clue. Dark Depths. Okay. I definitely feel like I should crack a clue here. Running pretty low on lands in our deck. Okay, Psychic Frog's good. Okay, I think we want to find a Wasteland pretty badly here, just in case they've... yeah, and I'll deploy... Yeah, I'm going to do this, and then I'll deploy the Psychic Frog this turn. I don't think these do what we need them to do. Force of will kill... we'll stop a Prop Rotation, but I think if they had that, they would have used it by now. I'm going to shuffle. Okay, Wasteland. Perfect. Now I'm just going to play this out. Blue, black, frog. I wouldn't be surprised if they had a plow in hand. So maybe I should have baited the plow with Tamiyo first. Celestial Purge. Black or red. It is indeed black. Okay, it is exiled. We've got 6 minutes on the clock. Which, you know, may seem like a ton, but I'm a slow player and we're going to have to fight through a lot. Okay, so here we got Tamiyo, and we'll be able to protect her with a Brainstorm if they have a plow. That second Psychic Frog is pretty appealing. Yeah, I'm going to play it. And I have a clue token if they don't have anything to do here. And then we'll just have Tamiyo a turn later. But I want to start drawing cards immediately rather than later. Good games. Wow, they're conceding. Okay, so I'm not sure. I'm going to ask them to see their hand. May I see your hand? Good games. So I showed them my hand, but let's see if they're going to reveal their hand. A lot of times when people say GG's, they've already like kind of closed the window. They may not even see my message. Just to give it an idea of what we've been I think they're gone because once they go, like the draw a card functionality doesn't work. All right, let's go to game 2. And real quick, I'll just show you while I'm connecting here. Let's see, constructed. I'm going to get my next match queued up. Play match. But while this is connecting, I am going to do a proper deck tech where you can see my cards. I'm sorry about the awkwardness of earlier. So let's go over to here. Collection. All right. So now that my cards are loaded in, I'm playing, I'll do the mana base first. I'm playing 9 fetches, a lot, because I really value being able to, play out a land and have it so I can play a turn 2 without it getting wasted. And I do usually fetch, Underground Seas. I'm not a coward. But there are situations where you do want to fetch the basics. 4 Wastelands, but the only real way that we use the Wastelands is defensively to stop like Urza Saga, to stop, Merit Lage, things that were in the most recent matchup against lands. And then we've got those dazes there. It looks like I'm getting some lag, which means that my match is about to start very quickly. 4 Orcish Bowmasters, which is not common these days, but in our control build is quite good against opposing Bowmasters, especially because we're playing 4 Baleful Strix, which is amazing. Amazing against Eldrazi. It's amazing against opposing frogs. It's great against Delver. So this is, when I say control, like the main thing of control aspect of it is this. This is like basically a wall to protect you while your Tamiyo goes up or while your Cyclic Frog connects. And then, other than that, just extra removal. We're playing double Shielder Edict. A lot of people think 2 mana removal is just too expensive, but I think it's good enough. And Dismember is just too narrow in my experience. So I have 1 in the sideboard as our 7th removal card. And then the Brazening Borrowers kind of double as removal as well. So yeah, that's the deck. And let's see how it does in round 2. We're up against Tony Scapone, who is almost certainly playing a combo deck. It doesn't really matter if we like look them up, they always play combo. So even though this hand doesn't have much going on, kind of tempted to keep it on the strength of Force and Daze. That might come back to bite me, but they're a known combo player. Good luck, have fun. I can say big fan of your videos and podcast. The Brews of Paradise podcast. Excellent podcast. All right. So we'll see whether we're dead here. All right. Plains. Not what I was expecting to see from Tony Scapone. All right. Well, I may have a bad keep then. Let's see if I get a land. I have 20 lands. Interesting. In my upkeep, they are Orm's chanting me. Are they planning to kill me this turn? That's such a weird play. Well, I'm going to pass. I'm not sure why they did that. He did that. I'll just say he. I'm so used to saying they, but I know Tony is a guy. Okay. What is this? Every time I play against him, I'm like, all right. Oh, Monetary Mentor. I do think that this is a force because it's just going to present such a board that we can't really compete with. So I'm going to attempt to force here. Okay. So some sort of permanent, probably stack-based combo. I'm trying to think of what they could be playing that plays City of Traders and Plains. We got a land. I don't think we use this on their City of Traders. I think we hold it and I can just instep Bowmasters. If they play an Urza Saga, I'm going to wish I had it for that. Pearl Medallion. White spells cost 1 less to cast. Okay, so some form of like White Storm, it looks like. Lotus Petal. Okay. Okay, and they're passing. So in step, I am going to go ahead and just play out my threat and apply some pressure. I don't have any illusions of this being a powerful lock piece against a white deck. Okay, they're floating a white. Abeyance. Until end of turn, target player can't cast instant or sorcery spells, and that player can't activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. Draw a card. Okay, so they're just getting this card out of their hand. Cantripping, I think. I still get to hit them, I believe. Interesting. Like, so they're using these white spells to stop counter magic, it looks like. I'm still not going to waste that land. I have high hopes that I'm going to like eventually draw into some ways of using. Maybe I do. I don't even know if colored mana is gating them on anything though. Yeah, something tells me that they've got Urza Saga and I want to hold it. I'm pretty sure that if I do waste this, bam, next turn Urza Saga comes into play. What do you want to bet? All right, what's this? Okay, so I didn't have to waste it. I can waste that. That's a much better target. Monastery Mentor. This is going to get forced again. I'm pretty sure Daze is the pick here. Daze is pretty terrible here. And these Strix are better long game once we eventually find a blue source. Okay. Let's see what we draw. And I may very well just fire off. Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play this out and I'm just going to keep the clock up. Because Tomb hurts them. And yeah, I mean, we're going shields down here, but we do have a bit of a clock. And they probably do have some cards in their deck that draw cards that are at least semi shut off now. Okay, looks like they're going to cast something. If it's another Mentor, there's nothing I can do about that. Okay, Mana Source. I'm glad I'm not denying the mana. I don't think it's going to do me anything. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if there was like an Echo of Eons or something that they're going to do here. I don't know why they would be emptying out their hand like that. Oh, Echo of Eons. All right, let's read this. Birds you control get +1/+1 and have vigilance. At the beginning of your end step, for each spell you've cast this turn, create a 1/2 blue bird creature token with flying named Stormcrow. Interesting. I've never even heard of this, but this is like a new card. Yeah. You've got a bunch of birds. You've got like, I think 3 birds. All right. 3, 2, 3 birds. All right. And you're hellbent. Okay. Let's see what we can do about this. All right. Blue source. Tony, I hate to do this to you, but I think we want to, I'm going to get basic just in case. Who knows what's going to come out of their deck. I'm going to just start playing Baleful Strixes. This is every turn. That's pretty good. But I'll have a Psychic Frog, and I don't know if they play removal. Yeah, they have Vigilance, which is notable. So I can kill one of them, but like any card they cast can replace this bird. So I think we're just going to need to get Psychic Frog up and operational. Hopefully they rip a land or something that doesn't trigger another bird. They're not even attacking in. Interesting. Okay. So they don't get any new birds. All right. We drew a frog here. Do we want to play it out? I think we do. I think I'm going to play out a Strix instead because I'd like to draw extra land here. What is my strategy here? Well, I am going to play out this land, but it might be better to pitch to a frog. Yeah, I'm just going to hold it. I can also put it back with Brainstorm. Yeah, they've stopped me from doing anything. But, so these birds are going to basically be free. Brazen Borrower could get that back in their hand, but they could just recast it. And if they recast it, they get another bird. So my thinking is get a Psychic Frog into play, but Psychic Frog can't profitably attack. So I think they're saving up to do another burst of birddom. I'm not sure. Tamiyo would be great, actually. I think I'm looking for Tamiyo here. Tamiyo can't attack, but I can flip her pretty quickly. I'm processing some videos, and my laptop sounds like a jet engine taking off. So that might be the cause for the lag here. Shieldred's Edict is a pretty pathetic card here. I think I'm just going to deploy a Psychic Frog, and I'm going to wait. We can now take 3 of their birds. They have a lot of dead draws, I would imagine, when we have 2 Bowmasters on the table. Like, they're not going to want to be casting this Echo of Eons card. Abeyance is fine. That's fine. I'll just ping them twice, and this will grow. And they're going to get a bird. but my Bowmasters will hit in. I don't think it's worth jumping my Frog at this point. So that's one bird. Okay, that's the second bird that they're going to get. They played a land. Ancient Tomb is hurting them. Okay. Another Abeyance or what the heck is this called? Murmuration. I've never heard that word in my life. I wouldn't be surprised if it was made up. But it sounds like murmur, like the word murmur. Okay, what are they doing here? Approach of Second Sun. Okay, we have to learn. If this spell was cast from your hand and you've cast another spell named Approach from Second Sun, this game, you win the game. Otherwise, put Approach the Sun on into its owner's library 7th from top and you gain 7 life. Okay, so they're going to gain 7 life, but this means we do need to get more aggressive, I think. Okay. Wouldn't have expected a combo deck to be taking this long for game 1. They're going to get, I think, 3 birds here. They gain 7 life. Okay. Yeah, so they've got a lot of birds. They may start attacking in. Okay, they don't attack in. Tony is not famous for his combat math. Okay, so let's say hypothetically we attack in with Orc Army. We can't bounce this out of play. I want to be able to draw a card, but I think it's likely they're going to block. We'll see how many cards Tony blocks with, because I can discard cards and I can potentially push one of them. I do think it pays to be proactive here, though. I don't know about attacking with these. He could do quite a bit of damage to me. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And we're going to see how he blocks, and then we'll figure out what to do from there. He will likely go 3 and 3. Okay, he's doing everything on that. Right, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to do 4 damage here. I think we play another Psychic Frog here. If I brainstorm into a land, I can put back some dead cards here. I do get a land. Wastelands are dead. I'm not going to be using those. This is a better card, and I'm just going to go ahead and crack it. Get Underground Sea, and we're going to cast another Baleful Strix. And I definitely do. Okay, that's good. Next turn, I'm going to play out my Psychic Frog. I hope they keep getting cards to cantrip to feed my... please tell me they didn't find it a second time. If they just found it a second time... Okay, this card again. So they're going to get double birds. Nothing I can do about this. I don't know how I win. I'm trying to think if I have anything that can compete with this volume of birds they're bringing in at me. Well, I'm going to block these 3 because I just need to get rid of some of these birds. Next turn, they could potentially hit me with 10. Okay. Okay, it makes sense to just attack with all of them. Wait, no. If they attack with all of them... Okay, so let's see. I can hit them for... No, they're going to get 2 more birds. So we can push one, we can force one, we can attack in. I think we let these through with the hopes that we can find a way to find a kill here. I'm not going to block. I'm dead next. I'm dead anyway. The more time. Oh, they have vigilance. I didn't think about that. I'm just going to concede. There's nothing I can do here. All right. Learning new cards. So, cards that are good here. Consign to Memory. Is that any good? It stops triggers. It stops counter. This might actually be a good card here. It's not totally embarrassing. Harbinger is not going to help us. Dismember is terrible. I think, in fact, all these come out. Just killing birds is not where we want to be. Dress down. I didn't see any indication that they're playing. Yeah, I think we just bring in these. I mean, being able to dress down isn't going to help because everything else loses flying along with their birds. Dressing down to take away the vigilance might work, but I think by the time they've chosen to attack, it might be too late, and the vigilance they don't tap. All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to pull out an Edict. Any value in any of these other cards? Can Harbinger of the Seas do anything here? I don't think it can. Again, I didn't see. I think we should assume that there is, at the very least, this cantrips and pitches to force. I think it's better than Shieldred's Edict. I'm going to try it. Again, I've never seen this deck before. Whenever I'm up against a rogue deck that I've never seen before, I just assume that I'm going to lose, and I try to make the most of it. I like Murktide here. Murktide can potentially punch through birds if it's big enough, and we can make it bigger with Psychic Frog. But yeah, they just managed to completely stonewall us, which was very impressive. This is a great hand. I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to open Tamiyo. I don't think white has any sort of card that punishes non-basics. I don't think we saw a Wasteland off of them. I don't imagine that combo decks generally play Wasteland, so I'm just going to go for my my duel here. Oh wait, we saw. I pulled out all my removal, but there were what's it called in the deck? From much earlier on, we saw Monastery, the monk. What's it called? Mentor, Monastery Mentor. So we may have to contend with that. I'd rather fight that on the stack than in play, though, because once they resolve it, they get priority, and they can cast something, and they can create a token. That's fine. It's fine. Okay. They put the Murmuration. Oh, Witch Enchanter. Yeah, Witch Enchanter is a good card. It doesn't do a lot against my deck, but it does potentially kill a Baleful Strix. I don't think this matters. I need to stop like a big Haymaker card at the end. They're playing that tap, which means they probably don't have anything else. Okay, good. So I'm not sure. I assume they're working their way toward a like a wheel type effect. I think I'm just going to attack first. I would love to ponder here and find... I mean, I'm not going to put these back. These are pretty insane. I think we want Bowmasters for next turn. Psychic Frog's not bad. Scalding Tarn is also pretty reasonable. Well, I think we're playing Psychic Frog next turn. So I'll do that. I'll just draw this and I can force with it. I think I'd probably force with Murktide instead, but yeah, we'll see what they do here. Because they may put me in a situation where I have to both daze and force, depending on whether they have that abeyance type thing in hand. Vexing Bobble. I think we force this just as a show of strength. Otherwise, I think we're probably screwed. Murktide can actually punch through. I think Baleful Strix is not that good. Yeah, I'm going to pitch Baleful Strix here. That's fine. Okay. All right. We got through that. All right. So we have a Bowmaster on top. I think we won it. The alternative is we could rely on Psychic Frog and Murktide to get it done. Yeah, I think rather than playing Bowmasters, I'm going to try to get Psychic Frog into play here. This can draw cards. This can buff the Murktide Regent. LED. Okay, do they have the draw 7? They do. Okay, I'm going to discard. I'm going to discard. And I'm going to draw 7. Tony doing us dirty with these crazy effects. Yeah, and we do get to flip our Tamiyo. We have double force, which is quite strong here. So they're not actually playing Storm, so we don't have to worry about the Storm mechanic. We just have to stop the actual Murmuration at the end. Okay, Urza Saga, as predicted. Monastery Mentor. This is a force. I think we have to let this go. Because I can't have the Murmuration. That would be absolutely devastating. Or if they were able to somehow wheel again, that would be devastating too. Yep, Murmuration is going to get countered. Yeah, and I feel very vindicated in letting my frog go, because if they resolved Murmuration, there would be so many birds, there would be nothing to be done. I am going to go ahead and fetch my Surveil land here. Got 12 minutes to win game 3. Oh, this is good. I'm going to put this on top. All right, so it's Tamiyo and 2 Bowmasters versus the world. All right, yeah, I'm just going to pass and keep these up. I've got a lot of different interaction things I can do here. Try to wheel again, then Bowmaster is definitely going to be important there. Caracas is too late to stop Tamiyo. What is this? A second Murmuration. 1 ring. I'm going to replicate this. And I'll replicate, and both copies will target the 1 ring. Same targets. Okay. All right. We stopped the 1 ring. Feeling good. All right. And in step, I'm just going to go ahead and put my first Bowmaster in. I think that's more useful than drawing a random card off the top. So we are going to have to contend with giant Urza Saga constructs here. Not this turn, though. Right. Yeah, I want to ramp her up. So they can't block. I think I do want to see if I can find something good here. Force of Will is quite good. Yeah, so I can potentially, if I need to, I'll keep Force in hand and I can draw a card to get the other card. And I'm fine with taking a big hit from a construct if they have some way to create a construct this turn. So, okay, construct is probably going to go get Pithing Needle if they play Pithing Needle. They don't generally play defensive cards. They're going to create a construct, I imagine. It's fine. If they have something to give it haste, that'll be scary. Like the Lava Spur boost. No, they got a Vexing Bubble. Monastery Mentor. And I can't counter it because of Vexing Bobble. Well, this is going to resolve, but they don't have anything in hand. So I'm not as worried about it. They have 1 card in hand. It could be something that can trigger it. Okay, yeah. It's going to get countered, but they are going to get a creature. Okay. All right, and I think here I am going to just poke that token. All right, and here... So we do have an island on top. I'm going to go ahead and just play this out. Do I want to draw a card just to be able to play a land? I think that's fine. Because I know my top card is a land. I'm just going to play it. Yeah, and so we just have to stop them from getting any combat damage through, and then we can ultimate. And I think if we ultimate, we will be able to figure out a way to win. It's worth noting that because my clock is so low, that they may just like take a long time, and I may spend like the next 3 minutes trying to win this game and have far fewer minutes for the subsequent game. If they just top deck like a... well, actually, if they top deck Echoes, they're dead because of Bowmaster. I'm hoping that they top deck some sort of Cantripy card. Okay, that's fine. So this is going to go boom, boom, and I'm going to hope that they don't have a spell that they can cast to save it in time. Okay. Feeling good. What have you got for me? A land tapped. Okay. They didn't even bother attacking with it. All right. I'm going to draw. I think they probably are resigned to losing, but they're just waiting to see how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to minus. And then I'm going to... I've got 22 cards in hand. I'm just going to go to combat. So I'll just exile some cards here. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to attack. And then I think I'm just going to start discarding. If they might make me do the whole thing. I don't think they'll make me do it. I think they see that I'm going to win. Okay, good. Cheers to you, Tony, for not making me play that out, because that would have taken forever. Okay, so I think Sheoldred's Edict, not amazing. Fatal Push technically hits their creatures. I didn't see any indication that they have Planeswalkers. Dress down is good. I think Daze is pretty bad considering the volume of mana they have. I'd rather have Fatal Pushes. And if I'd rather have Fatal Pushes, would I rather have stuff that definitely kills? No, I like Fatal Push better because Fatal Push can kill a big construct. Dismember can't. And Shieldred's Edict does cost extra mana, and they can select which token they want to sacrifice. I think Fatal Push is actually objectively the best removal here. So I'm going to play that. All right, game's loaded up. I'll say GG and thanks for not making me click. My audience appreciates it as well. Okay, so here we've got a pretty strong hand. I think we open Tamiyo and we just try to like get some action that way. Yeah, I'm going to definitely keep this though. We've covered pretty much every contingency here. We kind of have One Ring covered. We don't have, Ancient Tomb, Urza Saga Start covered yet. Oh wait, we do. Never mind. Yeah, this hand like basically has it all. Okay, so I'm gonna hope that they go on the token plan here while I amass resources. If I draw a land, that'll be ideal. I don't think they have a 1-mana way to produce a ring, so I think I'm okay with holding back Consign to Memory and just playing out my Tamiyo here. So if I have to force something, I will probably pitch. Maybe it's Consign. Maybe it's Psychic Frog. Consign is really good if they get a Vexing Bauble here. I presume they're going to just create tokens. So I really want to find a land here. So I'm cool with taking one hit, but I don't want to take multiple hits from constructs. So I'm going to attack here. I'll get my token. Then I'm going to brainstorm and hope to hit a land. And I'm going to be incredibly crushed if I don't hit a land because I feel like this hand has everything. It just needs one more land. But there's no reward for me waiting here. I think I do need to do it. And I do want to get, wait a second. If I get Tamiyo taking up, they can attack for one. They could potentially attack for a lot here. Maybe I do wait. Okay. I'm going to wait one more turn and then I'll take Tamiyo up next turn. But let's see. I'm trying to think. Okay, I'm going to keep Consign to Memory around and just in case they have a combo turn and because I'm a coward who doesn't want to lose their Tamiyo. If I naturally draw a land, then I can just dress down and I don't even need to use my brainstorm and make Tamiyo vulnerable. Construct number 1. Construct number 2 is probably going to get Vexing Bauble. Or I'm sorry, Urza Saga is probably going to get Vexing Bauble off the search trigger. If they pass priority, I will use Consign to Memory to stop that because Vexing Bauble is no bueno. Yep, I'm going to do it. I'm a mad lad. I don't want Vexing Bauble in play. It also is an artifact that buffs the construct. They've got 3 mana. What are they going to do with it? 4 mana. 1 ring. I will force. Plow. It's not worth saving her. That's fine. That is extra power. Okay. I'm disappointed that Tony didn't create a second construct because that would have been really great for me to be able to kill 2 with the dress down. But all things considered, I still have my force and the ability to use it. Let's see if we get that land. We don't. So here, I like keeping the Ponder. I don't want to. Okay, this is great. I don't think we go after mana, period. I mean, I could be wrong, but yeah, maybe I should have stacked that where I'll get my way. Well, I will get Wasteland next turn anyway. I'm just going to do nothing here and pass. And I've got Brainstorm for emergency, even though we know that 2 of the top cards are not going to help us. We can pitch a Baleful Strix to force, though, if we need to. So I think they're just going to come in for 2. All right. So here we're going to draw another Baleful Strix. I think it's fine to cast it out and wait another turn on. We could dress down into land drop, though. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do this, and I'll hold the dress down for another turn. Because this effectively like disincentivizes attacking anyway. Yeah, and I do think it's right to restrict their mana here. We don't need the mana that badly. Okay, so we're punished, but we're not really punished because we have the answer to this. But they are going to be able to go get a Vexing Bubble eventually. They're not attacking in. They're going to wait till these get larger. I don't know what their longer term plan is. 6.5 minutes on the clock. That's such a good draw. My goodness. Yeah, sorry, Tony. And then I'm just going to play the frog. And I think I do attack in. I just need to keep the life low. I will happily discard some cards if I need to kill a construct, but I don't even think I need to. All right. Not attacking. Okay, we're feeling pretty good here. They didn't have a land. So I think what we do here is got a lot of options. I think it doesn't hurt to just attack with both and then see if they want us to discard. I don't know. I can happily discard one of these fatal pushes if they block. They're not blocking. I'll draw. The ponder. I want to find a land. I found a land. These are all good cards. I think I'll just play the land. And I'll keep a Bowmasters on top. I'm just going to pass. Okay. I'm glad I didn't use the dress down. They might attack me here. It makes sense to go ahead and attack. I'm just going to take it. I don't care. All right. I'm just going to attack here. I'll draw a card. I have Bowmasters that I can play. I am worried that they're going to get a Vexing Bauble. That's probably my biggest concern here. Maybe it makes sense. They may get it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Vexing Bauble would be the card I would get if I were them. If I just play out a Baleful Strix, that gets me closer to a Wasteland or some ability. I haven't played a land yet. I think it's fine to just go try to find a Wasteland. I've used 2 of my Wastelands, but there still are 2 left in the deck. This did not yield anything. I'll just put my Bowmasters on top here. I'll put a Bowmaster and a Fatal Push. I'll pass. I have to discard. I'll discard a Fatal Push. 4 minutes on the clock. Yeah, if I can find a Wasteland, I can stop them from being able to get the search trigger, which is the most powerful aspect of the saga. Right, Urza Saga. I think we just let that happen. I want to save my forces just in case. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to create more tokens. They don't have the mana. But again, we cannot get complacent because if they are able to get this saga to trigger, we're screwed. So I'm going to brainstorm, desperately looking for, probably brainstorm into fetch, into brainstorm, just desperately trying to find. So we know that the top card is a Bowmasters. We did find a fetch. I think we put back, I don't know that I want to put back Fatal Push. I'll put back, they're low enough that Bowmasters can potentially prevent them from being able to wheel. I think I'm going to put back a Tamiyo, and it's just too late in the game for that. And I'll put back another Strix. Yeah. I mean, it feels weird to put those back, but they're very good cards, but we do want to keep looking. I'm just going to Undercity Sewers, see if I can find a Wasteland here. Wasteland is actually too late. They should probably be freaking out seeing me put that in my graveyard. I'm going to go ahead and attack here. I'm just trying to do a little bit of damage here. And then I have Orcish Bowmasters, Force. Got a lot of ways of inflicting damage here. At this point, I don't mind just pitching the dress down. This token is not that threatening, and I have it covered with Fatal Push anyway. I am definitely worried, though, about Vexing Bubble. That's my number one concern right now. Okay, they're floating a white. Orm's Chant. No thank you, sir. I'll put my brainstorm here. Okay, so now they know to get Vexing Bubble. Okay, they're floating a mana. Lines of Diamond. Mox Opal. Okay, that's a lot of mana. Start with this. Orcish Bowmaster. I hit them with that. So they're going to 8. Do we want to let this resolve? I'm going to fight it. There's no harm in fighting it. Good games. Oh, we did it. It's not letting me type, I think. Okay. May I see... Oh, wait. Never mind. Cheers. Okay. They don't have a hand left. So that was the last card in their hand. Oh, wait. They discarded their hand. Yeah. So they did have this, but I was going to force that. I think they suspected when I forced the Orange Chant that I had a second force. So great games. That was very intense. Let's go to the next round. Round 3. All right, we're back. Round 3, we're 2-0, and we're going up against a dedicated Moon Stompy player, it looks like. They've been playing a lot of Moon Stompy, including as of today. They trophied with Moon Stompy today, so I'm going to presume they're on Moon Stompy. Now, Moon Stompy may have some main deck cards to deal with. Let's see, what is this? Pyrogoyf? Pyrogoyf's power equal to the number of card types among all. Okay, so it's just like a Tarmogoyf. Whenever a Pyrogoyf or another lower Goyf enters the battlefield, that creature deals damage equal to its power to any target. That can be quite big. That can definitely smoke my my Psychic Frog. And they've got 4 Furies. I'm just looking for, okay, this card, destroy target land. That's potentially good. Fiery Conflux. But I don't see, aside from this Pyrogoyf, I don't see a really strong main deck answer to a Frog that's gotten loose. So I still think that dumping everything into Frog game 1 is correct. Game 2, dumping everything except the Force Blue card is correct. They do have 2 they have 5 Pyroblast effects. And it doesn't look like they're playing Chalice. Interesting. So that gives them the flexibility to play these 1-drop cards. Okay. Good luck. Have fun, Silent Goat. They are AFK, or they're thinking very hard about their opening hand, so I'm going to get some tea. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. No worries. This hand doesn't have a Psychic Frog. It does have a basic, which I like. If they don't have like some crazy explosive hand, this is actually pretty good because we can go fetch. I think we shouldn't mulligan to get Psychic Frog. That's a recipe for disaster because if we do go get Psychic Frog, and we have other cards in our deck that are good against them. If we mulligan, then we don't have enough cards to pitch the Psychic Frog to make it big enough to win. So I like keeping it just a good, well-rounded hand like this. With Island, even if they do like a turn 1 Blood Moon, we can bounce it out of play and go get our land. And being able to Tamiyo is not nothing. Okay, this is a slow start. I like it. I'm not in love with Vexing Bubble being out there, but all things considered, it's not the worst. I think they probably don't have any way of interacting with Tamiyo if we just stick her. I think that's fine. I want to be quick here. All right. Because I don't want to hold up like Swamp into Fatal Push if they're not going to do something explosive. They may Blood Moon here, but it's going to be less impactful since I have the Borrower. And I'll point out that like when you play like a Moon Stompy deck, you have the luxury of like just missing the first 5 or 6 minutes of the game. It's not a big deal. But when you play a control deck that is like attacking for lethal with like Baleful Strix and Brazen Borrower, you really do need to like make use of every single minute. So I think like a red Stompy player, like if we look at their trophies, see, they got a trophy like 3 days ago, 2 trophies in 1 day. Nice. Yeah, like you can play fast and you can get a lot more games done. And that is something I kind of envy. That kind of explosiveness, but it's just not my style of Magic. Like I just would not have fun if I picked up Eldrazi. I tried playing with like Initiative back before White Bloom got banned. I just did not enjoy it at all. So yeah. Anyway, I'm just trying to talk to kill time. My opponent may have just stepped away again. I'll be back. Oh, there we go. We've got action. All right. Blood Moon. Fine. No problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just attack here, and I'll plan to bounce that end step, and then I can go get my black source. And I'll just play a wasteland. It doesn't matter. But I do need a black source in order to win. I guess technically I could just beat them down with Brazen Borrower, but I don't think that's likely to hang with whatever it is they're doing over there. Oh wow, they don't have any play. That is nice. Okay. So I'll draw here. I'm just going to play this. I'm going to attack again. I think it does make sense to waste them off City Traders. They've got at least one card they can use it for. And if we get another turn, we can cast this from exile. Yep. Cracking the bauble. That is A-okay with me. That makes my days live. They're trying to find a land, I think. Fury would be backbreaking here if they have that. Oh, they just scooped. Great. I'll take it. All right. So Dismember is pretty good here. Hydroblast, very, very good. And I think Consign to Memory is probably good here. I do know that Force Negation is quite good against this deck. So really it's just like, do we have space for Consign to Memory? I think these cards are all shoe-ins. Cards that are less good against them. Tamiyo is pretty freaking slow. And she's also, well, they're not playing Chalice, I don't believe. Let's take a look at their list again. I'm gonna take a look at several of their lists since we have a moment. This is the first list, the most recent list from earlier today. They were Leyline, probably not coming in. Fiery Confluence, almost certainly coming in. Very good against my deck. Dead Gone, very good. And then the Blasts. So they have a lot of action against us. This makes me think Tamiyo is not worth the effort. Daze can come out for sure against Vexing Bauble. So let's take the Dazes out first. Orcish Spellmaster is normally pretty bad against them, but it is importantly a card that doesn't die to Pyroblast. So they're likely bringing in Dead Gone because they can probably presume that so they're probably bringing in all 9 of these, and maybe even these 11. They might take out Magus since they're only playing 2 Magus, and I'm playing. They might even take out Blood Moon. I think we keep the Borrowers in. I think it's Tamiyo that has to go. Sadly, I don't want to invest a lot of time and energy in her and get her flipped only to have her blasted. But that is a 1-for-1 exchange. Murktide's pretty bad, but it can. Yeah, I think Murktide goes. I like all our removal. I love Baleful Strix. I mean, that's 60 cards. Let's do it. I'm in. I think likely these Consign to Memory are only going to be good against. I mean, they could stop like a Broadside Bombardier's trigger. They could stop a Phyrexian Metamorph. I didn't see this. It's potentially scary. They can stop Fury triggers. The main thing they can do is stop the One Ring. I like this. We've got a basic. We don't have a force effect, but we do have a Dismember if they come strong with a initial creature. I think what we do is we hope they don't have a Blood Moon, and then we try to stick a get an island with our first turn play. Okay, slow start. I like it. Their deck is very explosive. Psychic Frog, very good card. I'm just going to pass with the ability to get a basic island, and I think we almost certainly want to get a basic island here. But I like the idea, the ability to Dismember. If they have, what do they have? They're playing Broadside. I'd like to Dismember that. They're not playing a lot of the cards that they traditionally play. This is like a slower build. I think Psychic Frog is almost certainly going to get blasted, and I'm okay with that. If they don't have the blast, all right, that's good. I'm just going to go get an island here. I'm not going to mess around with Blood Moon around. Yeah, I'll be amazed if this makes... Wait. Maybe we do want to Bowmasters them just because they're probably holding up red. No, I'm going to go for it. They're going to blast it, and that's okay. But we wanted to check to make sure they had it. I definitely could have checked with Baleful Strix instead. But the upside of just having this in play, if they don't have blast, is so much bigger. So next turn, we'll probably waste one of their lands. Oh, wow, they don't have a land? Okay, we're definitely wasting a land. And we're playing... I'm going to go ahead and waste now. Okay, they didn't immediately blast it, but they can always blast it later. I'll dump my entire hand to defend this. All right, it's dead. I'm glad I didn't dump any cards. That's pretty good. I think we hold up, consign. We go blue-black, Strix, just dig a little deeper. Lands are good. Wastelands are very good. Hydroblast is great. I feel pretty favored here. This player like plays so quickly in terms of like they're participating in so many matches. I wouldn't be surprised if they just got frustrated and quit if they can't find land soon, even though they may still be in the game. I'm going to consign this. Am I? I'm not going to consign this. It's fine. Okay, they don't have a land. This is great for us. So I'm going to ponder and try to find another wasteland. We did it. I feel like this is like a near invincible position. I think it's definitely possible. No, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with Psychic Frog just in case I can start connecting. Fury gets countered. That's totally fine with me. I think they forgot that interaction happened. Yep, and they scooped. Maybe they did that on purpose. I'm not sure. But yeah, good games. Do you sound like I hope your grandma's doing all right? Let's go to round 4. We're 3-0. All right, round 4. We're up against Enrichetta, last seen playing Doomsday. Enrichetta. 4 Psychic Frogs. Worth noting. They're playing full 4 dazes, so we should be cognizant of that. 4 forces and 4 Vexing Baubles. Interesting that they're doing Vexing Bauble and Force in the same deck. With days, I mean, that's like a lot of, but they're not doing psychic, like any way to fetch this. I guess they just use it and they crack it. Maybe helps them get into their Doomsday pile. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's a scary deck to play against. I think we keep this because Bowmaster is really good against them. And I like the idea of getting a Tamiyo online. Yep. I'm just wishing them luck. Okay. Pedal. Are they going to turn 1 Doomsday me? That's the real question. Turn 1 Psychic Frog. Okay. Well, I don't have an immediate response to that, unfortunately. Lines of Diamond. Okay. What else do you have? All right. I wouldn't be surprised if they have a Daze or something. If I can find a fetch, I will be so happy. Or, so... they're going to be able to connect once for sure. I think we do dig for both a force effect and a land. I think that's the play. So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to take it. I'm just going to accept. Okay, yeah, this is great. So I don't want that ever. And I'll just take this now. So we should be able to push around days next turn. Then we have a wasteland in case they get too jumpy with their pile. Jumpy with their frog, maybe. Yeah, that's fine. We're taking it. Do you want to buff it? No, of course you wouldn't want to buff it. Generally, it's not a good strategy to buff it. Sometimes people do that, though. I feel pretty anxious not having a force effect. But I do need to get this frog out of the way. So what I'm going to do here... Oh, no, they have it. They freaking have it already. This is scary. All right, we're going to get to see their deck, but this game's probably over. So what I'm thinking is I can't both waste and push in the same turn. They've got a Lion's Eye Diamond. They could potentially cycle in. There is no hope for the future here. All right, let's take a look at their pile. They were very fast. Okay, so I'm going to pop this out. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to kill both of their lands and keep them off of Cavernous Souls. I'm trying to think of anything. Let's just do a quick force count. 1, 2, 3. They have a Force of Will in hand, which is not good. Days count. They've got 1, 2, 3. They may have a Days and a Force in hand. Let me just double check the force count. 1, Force. Wish I could alphabetize this. 2, 3. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have a Force in hand and a Days in hand. So we push. They're probably just going to be like, sure, I don't even care. And then they're going to probably... But wait, they don't have a fast pile, do they? Because did they take out... If they have a Days in their hand, Orcish Bowmasters is terrible here. Okay, so 2 Edge of Autumns. They could have Street Wraith. I don't know why you would put Street Wraith in if you had Edge of Autumn. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have a Force and we're screwed either way. They had like an incredible opening hand, to say the least. Yeah, I think I am going to just push here, and most likely they're just going to counter it, and that'll be that. But if I can do anything to slow them down, this might work a little bit. And then I can also play out a Tamiyo and just block for a turn. Okay. Well, that's good. I'll play out a Tamiyo. I mean, might as well. I'm not using this mana for anything else. So we did shuffle away the backup Baleful Strix, I think, that we had on top. Or do we have land on top? Okay. They cycle in. Yeah. So it was a Street Wraith line, as I thought. So here they're going to play this, and then they can just... I'm not sure what... they just win. Yeah. I could have potentially held the push for that, but yeah, it doesn't matter. We can't interact. Okay. We have a lot of cards that we can bring in against this deck. But we can't cut everything because they're pretty heavy on... Okay, so... Bowmasters, Nethergoyf is really good. So we need to keep our sideboard... our creature removal in the deck. However, not a single one of these creatures... other than Murktide. Yeah, so maybe we want to keep... I mean, they can basically transform into like a tempo control deck with that sideboard. So I think what we do is... Let's see, they have a single island. They don't have any swamps. In terms of removal, they don't have any removal in their deck at all. So we could potentially cut them off black completely with this. So that does make this pretty appealing as a potential card. We want to keep these for Nethergoyfs and things like that. I mean, these are quite good against creatures. Not sure what we cut. I think they're less likely to be a balls to the wall aggro deck when we could cut Days. I'm not sure about that though. Cutting Days against the combo deck doesn't seem great. I mean, like, I'd most likely... Yeah, I think we cut a couple of Fatal Pushes. Let's see. They're playing all 4 frogs? No, I don't think we cut pushes. Yeah, it's tough. I think we can cut our own Murktide. They're not really playing anything to stop a Murktide. If they're going to play their own Murktides, that's dangerous. Our own Murktide can maybe stand up to theirs. This is hard. This is really hard to sideboard against this deck. I think we can... Do we want to cut Wastelands? They're not going to be wasting us. I think I cut a Wasteland and a Days, and we're going to play more less tempo-y, more control-y. Does that make sense? Yeah. I have no intention of wasting them off anything. My intention is to shut them off black, which will severely restrict their options as far as their combo finish and the creatures they can cast. This is not a keep. This is a keep. Okay, so I like Bowmasters a lot. I think the card that goes back is probably the second Brainstorm. And I'm just going to open Underground Sea. And I'm going to hold the Bowmasters. I'm not going to play it out just because I don't want to get dazed. I would love to draw a third land here, actually. Yeah, that's what I want. All right, I'm going to play this out, and then I'm just going to wait. And if we get like a really great opportunity, we might do it, but I don't want to play into their days at all. They may have taken days out on the draw, so they're going to get a surveil trigger here. But I think what we want to do is next turn, we want to be able to Bowmaster without concern for days. They have 6 cards in hand. I think I'm going to brainstorm in response and just see what we find. Fatal Push. Okay. And Harbinger. That's what we wanted to see. I think we want all these cards. We don't want them to take Harbinger. Let's see. We can play this out. We can push, and then we can just hold up Bowmasters. So I think I'll put this back, and I'll put this back, and I'll let it resolve. Right. There is the possibility that like I push and they have like more counter magic on their turn. I'm gonna wait. They may force a negation this. I don't think they would play force negation. I'm gonna force back. This is too important. Okay, Wraith. I didn't want to Bowmaster there because I probably should have Bowmastered there to try to bait the fetch. Are they gonna Doomsday me here? Another one. I think that's fine. And now I'm gonna try to bait a daze. Do I want to bait a daze? Yeah, I'm gonna bait a daze. All right, we got the daze. All right, so this is a dangerous game we're playing because they have a big creature, and we're just beholden to the top of our deck. But I'm gonna shut off a lot of their options with this, unless they just have a second daze, in which case we just lose. Okay, and now they can potentially fly over, they can attack me, but unless they can get rid of this somehow, which I don't think they can. They have Murktide potentially. So they do have, I didn't think about that. Yeah, I guess they do have their colors. Yeah, this is a bad card against them. I shouldn't have brought this in. All right, so I'm not going to block here. I'll just take it. And then I'll get my Bowmaster online, and that can chump and also punish them for drawing. But yeah, they could absolutely just tap out and play a Barrowgoyf, whatever it's called. I don't think they play any removal though. So, okay, they're tapping for black. Fatal Push. I guess they do play removal. This is different from the list that is here because I don't see any Fatal Pushes in this list. So maybe they decided to put it in. Yep. I think our strategy did not work well. Okay, the only thing we have going for us is the fact that they have so many bad cards in their deck. What is this? A Murktide. Oh my goodness, we're dead. We are so dead if this is a Murktide. Yeah. All right, so what we can draw is a Brazen Borrower would be pretty good. I don't think that's going to save us. I think we're dead. I think it's worth playing this out just because we can get some selection. But I'm feeling super duper dead. I am going to punish this. Check this out. We're going to kill their Psychic Frog. Oh no. They can just discard with the draw trigger on the stack. They will have to discard. Yeah, they can respond to the... I didn't think about that. Damn, Psychic Frog is kind of annoying, isn't it? All right, and yeah, I guess I'll force them to discard it. I don't think it's smart to attack their life total here. This forces them to discard whatever it is in their hand. Yep. They discarded the Fatal Push. So that would have potentially... Now they have to give it flying, but that's not a big deal. They've got plenty of cards they can exile, including cards that make their Murktide bigger. If they somehow forget to give it flying, I will block in a heartbeat. Yep. That's going to get through, and we're going to take a lot of damage. I will force them to pitch whatever card they draw here, but it's not going to matter. Yeah, they'll just pitch it to keep the frog alive. And we're dead next turn. We have to draw like a Brazen Borrower here. Okay, so we do have a big creature, but... Oh, I didn't freaking do it, but I'm going to do it now. I want to have selection, even if it means... I mean, there's not anything in my deck that was going to require 4 mana anyway. This is going to go in the graveyard. See, if I just been like, oh, yeah. That's frustrating to lose to Doomsday that way. But we learned our lesson. We did learn from this match. What we learned is don't board in against... I'm never going to board that card. Even though they don't have a swamp, I'm not going to board Harbinger of the Sea against them. I think it's a mistake. All right, we're up against From Mars to Sirius, the same player we were playing earlier today with their crazy 4-color deck. They may have changed, but we're not going to know until we play them. This hand is totally keepable, in my opinion. We're going to be looking for something we can use to kill a turn 1 Reclaimer. Oh, they may have changed decks. That's fine. Okay, I don't think they changed decks. They're just playing like the greediest pile ever. But the fact that they can do that and win is a testament to their skill. All right, Murktide is actually potentially good here. I think what we do is I'm just going to go ahead and ponder. I do want to find a solution to this. Those are solutions. This is quite good. So I'm going to go boom. Yeah, I'll just keep Daze on top. I don't think I'm going to use it, but I like the ability to use it if I absolutely need to. And next turn, we're going to just play a Baleful Strix, and then that will stop them from being able to attack every turn. But I assume they play Brainstorm in their pile. Otherwise, this would be a pretty bad card to play. Okay, Surveillian. That's fine. Oh, no. Loam's online. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to let that happen. So what they can do is they can still attack and they can play it. But I am going to just go ahead and jam my my Strix. I mean, it forces them to play their land to not get death touched here. If they find a... I can go get basics. If they find a wasteland and they start loam locking me. Okay, interesting. They can pay 4 mana to put that thing into play. And I think they probably will after I block. If they don't have a way to flip. So they're getting their token here. Or they can just pay a bunch of mana and flip it. So I am going to go to blocks and I'm going to block here. It's free to do. Yep. Clue number 1. Clue number 2. All right. It's been a while since I've actually had one of these on the other side of the table taking up against me. All right. So Delta can get a basic land. I think what we do is we just chain toward a Murktide. If we find... Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and ponder here. I don't think my opponent plays Force of Will. So if we can... Oh, Brazen Borrower does bounce it back to hand, doesn't it? Yeah, I'll just take the Borrower and I'll bounce it. It may seem like a not like super aggro play, and it isn't, but I'm going to get a... I'm going to get an island with this. I'll do it now. They can recast it. If they do have a force, I'll be ecstatic. Okay, they don't. No point in attacking. I'll just pass. They do play very quickly. Again, like this person's a trophy leader, so they're quite good at this game. I would love to just, somehow beat them. Their deck is just so full of tricks. It's like a true brew. I've never seen a deck like that. I think it's fine. I'm just going to let it happen. We have the Strix now to block it. Wasteland. They can waste lock us. Leovold. It's going to be a force from me, dog. I think Daze is past his prime. I'm just going to pitch Daze. It's fine. They're actually helping me get closer to Murktide. So with the waste lock, I'm inclined... Actually, I'm just going to do this. They have the thing that can phase my creature out, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm going to get a swamp here. And I'll just push here. That's one more thing that I can get for my Murktide. Then I'll go blue, blue, Murktide, and we're going to get rid of 1, 2. We're going to make a full strength Murktide here. Blue, blue. And then I'll just attack for 1. Next turn, if I have the mana, I'm going to definitely try to bring Borrower into play. I think they'd be fools at this point to try to waste lock me. But they are a very skilled player, probably more skilled than me. So I'm It'll be interesting to see what they decide to do. It looks like they did not choose to... okay, so they may have plow. I imagine they play 4 plows. They may not play red. I'm trying to think if they play red. They were playing Punishing Fire in some variants, but they may have taken that package out. Punishing Fire notably bad against Psychic Frog. So I'm going to assume that they're going to get rid of this somehow, and I'm just going to keep the pressure up with another Brazen Borrower. This is probably that land. Oh, they're green summoning. Let's see what they get. If it's a knight, I'll be pretty scared because knight's very powerful. We got the Leovold out of the way. The Leovold is a nightmare. They probably have so many different toolbox type creatures in here. Uro. Yeah, Uro's good. Uro's quite good. They have 3 green sources. They can definitely bring Uro back next turn. They can hit the thing to phase my creature out. I think that's one of the lands in their hand. They may have other lands, though. Okay, so they... oh, yeah, this trick. I've seen this before. This is a cool trick. All right, green. Get a loam. Yes, getting Wasteland back. Getting back that other card. And I think they may not have played a land yet, so they may be able to play that. Oh, they did. I guess they did. All right. I think number 1 priority, get rid of these dead cards in our hand. Yeah, I'm going to do that now before I attack, just to see what I can find. Strix is not terrible. It does wall. We don't have a shuffle effect. I think I think bringing a Strix into play is fine. So I'll put this back. I don't think Tamiyo is going to do anything this game. I should have actually... I screwed up. I should have gotten the other land so I could surveil away one of the other dead cards. Like surveil away that dead wasteland would have been pretty good. I think we do play this out just because it makes it so they can only attack once with Uro. They could, of course, like wasteland that and phase it out or something. I am going to play this. I know that they play Tabernacle. I want to try to overload their removal. If they play Tabernacle, they're going to need to do several things to get it into play. Just crazy that a 4-color deck is playing Uro, like with all these utility lands. I just don't know how they make it work. I guess Mox Diamond pulls a lot of weight. They've got 6 cards in hand. We know our top card is dead, I believe. It's the Surveil land. Okay, they didn't loam, but they can loam next time. Okay, so they can potentially bounce their Uro after the attack trigger and then recast it, and that's fine. Okay. I'm just going to block here. I think they will bounce it. They let it die in combat, that's fine. They need to put more cards in their graveyard before they can do anything. What is this? It's scary. Is this another Green Sun Zenith? Okay, they got a Grist. They're going to go get the land and they're going to try to kill my Murktide, which is quite strong. And then they can bounce this. Yeah, I don't think we're winning this game. They can just keep recurring. I mean, I can kill their Grist, but they're still going to be really far ahead. It's fine. We know our top card is dead. We don't know what our second to top card is. I am going to play out the Tamiyo. I think it makes sense. Shield's Edict it's too defensive. Just going to go ahead and attack Grist. And then I can bring this out. I'm going to play this. Yeah, I'm not sure how to beat this deck. Like, postboard, obviously just shutting off Loam does a lot, I would imagine. Because this is an incredibly mana-hungry deck. All right, we did put the Shield's Edict in our graveyard, but I genuinely just don't... I think it's a losing proposition each time, like, trying to get rid of this. I can waste the Karakas here, and then just keep this up, but they can recur it, of course. Wasteland is a terrible card against them. I really want to brainstorm so I can somehow get rid of this Wasteland. White of the Reliquary, really strong creature. They've wasted me. All right, if I seem low energy, this is the last of like 9 rounds that I'm playing today. I'm going to go for a nice long walk after this, but hopefully I'll take at least one game from this person. All right, yeah, because we're not taking this game. I can tell you that much, but we are ahead on clock, which may mean something here. Okay. If we waste here, it kind of forces them to loam, which doesn't really help us. They can just go get any number of different things here. I don't think I'm going to attack with Borrower, but it doesn't make sense to attack with Strix because we need to hold Strix back to hit that. And then I'll just play a Tamiyo and I'll pass. Just trying to be efficient with my clock because clock may be an important factor in this game. I'm just going to yield. They've gotten back the Crocus, as expected. They're bouncing my Tamiyo again. Tamiyo is pretty bad in this matchup. All right, they're going to attack, and I'm just going to trade and try to like steal more of their clock from them. They can instant speed like sack this after I blocked. But I don't think we get ahead by letting that get through. We have to like force them to do something here. But they can refill their graveyard so easily. Because they can wasteland me here, and then now they've got enough cards. But I don't think they'll exile their life from the loam. They might just for clock consideration. I don't know if they have any flying creatures, but they can't search for creatures. They can only search for land. That's right. It looks like, did they waste themselves there? Yeah, they wasted themselves getting the Talon Gate thing. Talon Gate of Madara. Okay. Urro's back. They still have Loam in the graveyard. They're going to probably Loam with this draw trigger so they can refill their graveyard a little bit more. These Baleful Strixes have been really good. It's just that we're like completely outmatched. Like we're like kind of a small control deck and they're like a giant control deck. Like in terms of like the longer the game goes on, the better it is for them. So we have a couple options. One, we can try to bounce Urro back to hand and just buy more time. I think it's possible that they sack here when we do that. I'm going to try to do that though. Okay, that worked. I'm going to attack. Their white is getting quite large. Oh wait, it's not getting large. Never mind. It's quite small. I'm just going to play this out to give more game actions to deal with. Then I'm going to yield through the turn. I have to click this very tiny precise square with my trackpad. No yield through this turn too. This game is over. It's just a question of how quickly they can kill us. We're 3 minutes up. Not a position I'm used to being in. We're learning a little more about their deck. They've got Bargoyf in their deck, which is another scary big creature. Okay. It's probably going to take them at least 2 or 3 minutes to kill us. Okay, they're attacking us with Vigilance. They're bouncing our creature. Okay, we're taking the damage. They may have switched to like more aggro mode, knowing that they're using a lot of clock. Of course, there's this old saying: the control players, like if you just win the first game or win both games and you never lose a game, then you have plenty of time on your clock. And that is true. Like I've won a lot of matches that probably should have gone to a draw just by winning game 2 and not having winning game 1 and game 2, so I didn't have to worry about game 3. At least in paper. That happens less often on MTGO because the players on MTGO are just so much stronger than the players you're likely to encounter in paper. This is another good card. Green's on target. What are they doing here? Loaming again. Okay. Reckless abandon for their clock. I am probably playing to the clock. I'm just trying to not lose here. They don't have reach. I'm going to just attack here. I'm going to pretend I'm still in this game. And I'm just going to produce some blockers here so I can pass priority. We yield, and we will yield. They're going to have a lot of triggers here. Every time they draw a card or do anything, they have to dismiss the Life from the Loam trigger. Just hit them. They're bowmastering us. That's fine. They're going to try to kill us with this attack. So let's really quickly look. This is currently it's just a 2/2. So I'm going to just block a row here. And then I don't think, even with the 7/7 Trampler, it's going to take a couple turns. Can they bounce this out of play or kill it somehow? Okay, they're going to auto-war that, and now they have lethal. They've got, I should be -1, I think. Or, see, they're hitting for 13, 15, -2, yeah. Right, they got it, and they've got 12 minutes for the last, hopefully, 2 games, but we'll see if we can beat them. Having shown Uro, well, Surgical Extraction definitely comes in. I think we get the Now Spell Bombs too with the Uro. It's just, yeah, it's a very good card. Harbinger of the Sea seems like a slam dunk here. I think we may have won a game with our previous league against them where we were able to resolve a Harbinger of the Sea. Daze is going to be pretty bad. I think even on the play, actually, because they're playing Vexing Bauble. They do have a lot of creatures in their deck that we could kill, and we don't really care about our life total, so I think it makes sense to bring this in. Murktide's good. I want to keep that in because that can close out a game quickly. Fatal Push seems good. I mean, everything in our deck is good is the problem. Do we cut Forces? Force is super duper slow. Force can protect our Harbinger. I think we probably cut Tamiyos. My reasoning is they do have... I mean, the longer the game goes on, the more in jeopardy we are. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to aggro him a little bit and cut the Tamiyo. And if we were aggroing him, Daze would be good here, but I don't think Daze is that great because I don't want to be like pulling lands back into my hand when I can continue to develop and deploy threats. It just doesn't feel right in this match. This is a great hand. The Force is not great, but the removal plus Spellbomb, I'm going to keep in this. I can't remember. I think this is the deck that has... no, I don't think this is the deck that has the... what am I thinking of? Ghost Quarter? I don't think it has Ghost Quarter. So I'm not worried about just fetching my land out. I will deploy a Baleful Strix next turn for sure. That's fine. If you Loam, I'm going to just get rid of the Loam next turn. Yep. It's fine. Loam is very important to their deck. They might have a second one. I'm not going to chance that. I'm just going to get rid of this. I lied. I'm going to play a Psychic Frog. I need to get on the offensive, and this does get on the offensive. They may be able to kill my Now Spellbomb, which I still get a land out of that, so it's not the worst. I can still kill their graveyard, I just can't get a card for it. Yeah, they didn't even draw. So we pitch our entire hand, which I think is a mistake. Because if they have a plow, then we just lose. I think we play it out. They're low on time. Wasteland is fine. Yep, that's fine. I need to definitely get rid of their graveyard now. They could have a cycling effect. Now I'm feeling pretty dumb. Just going to get rid of it now. Yeah, it sucks I don't have black mana, but I can't have them running around with like both a Life from Loam and a Wasteland. It's too dangerous against us. I'm going to deploy this. I think it would be a mistake to not deploy a land. If they have a second Force, they have a second Force. Or a second Loam, they have a second Loam. This guy's annoying, but he is manageable, and I don't want to pitch my Strix. If I can find any fetch, of which I play 9, I can shut him down. If I can find any land. Okay, this does it. So he doesn't have the mana to exile all those. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and dismember. It feels bad to be so defensive like this, but yeah, he wasted my one land. What is this? What can he get here? He's just going to exile one of my cards, I think. Oh, he's going to surveil. Yeah, that makes sense. I say he, they. They're just going to surveil. Okay. Blast on in the yard. Yeah, I mean, that Wasteland was really powerful. I'm not going to waste them. I don't think it's a good use of our time and energy. Okay, shifting woodland. See, how many types? They just have 2 types. That is something that I'll consider wasting for sure. I can do that as when they put that ability on the stack. If they put that ability on the stack, I want a black land. Come on. Oh, it's such a heartbreaker. Yeah, it's so heartbreaking that I had lots of land initially, but it was just that one black source that collapsed my hand. Okay, they've got a black source of their own. We know that they do play lots of cards. Murktide Regent may be good later. Yeah, I probably just should have forced that. I don't really want to deal with this. We've got 2 ways of removing it. I'm just going to leave it. We have to take a turn to remove it, but they have so many powerful cards that they can rip off the top of their deck. Taking 2 damage, maybe taking like 6 damage from it is not the end of the world. I say that, and if my top card is like a Brainstorm, I'm going to be very sad. It'll be a very sad way to end the league. Okay, they're exiling our graveyard. Yep, Murktide's pretty bad now. It's definitely going to get pitched to a force. Okay, please give me a land. My goodness. 20 lands. Okay, we'll just take another hit, and we're going to stay strong. The moment we get a black mana, it unlocks a lot of our hand. As far as we know, they don't have a follow-up wasteland. Okay, great. This can only get Underground Sea, though. I think we go for it. I need to get this Bowmaster off my back. They definitely have a lot of ways of going and getting... Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of it now. They could get that Talongate thing. No. Okay. Talongates of Madara. We got lots of cards to pitch to Force. Force is... What is this? Is another one? Endurance. Endurance is a clock, but I'm not worried about it. What I'm worried about is a wasteland on this. If I can deploy these Baleful Strix, I'll be very happy. I don't know how many Bowmasters they play, but I would be surprised if it was more than like 2 or 3. We're taking some damage here. Next turn, I'm going to deploy Baleful Strix, and I will have double force to prevent them from responding with Orc. That's a great draw. I'll just go ahead and plop that down. We're going to go black, blue, Strix. Okay, we get a card. I'm going to play Spellbomb. All right. Definitely going to force anything that goes after my Strix because I need to trade my Strix for the Endurance here. Oh, I didn't think about that. Damn. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, I'm going to go get a Swamp here. With a basic land type, I can get the... I'm going to fetch first, and I'm going to go get a Swamp, and I'm just going to see if I can push this. Because I have to do that to survive. That's fine. Yes, I'll use the ability. So I can get a Surveil land, or I can get a black land and have the ability to draw when I blow up their graveyard. I think I'd prefer the ability to draw. Okay, they're going to attack for 1. All right, so some options that we have here. We could go ahead and pop this just to draw a card, get another card in our graveyard, and Murktide next turn. I think that's fine considering they have this, Shifting Woodlands. Let's see how many types they have. 1. They don't have enough, so I'm going to go ahead and pop this, target them, and I am going to pay the black. If we make it to game 3, they may clock out. Let's see what they have. I will force so hard if they have a Bowmaster here. Okay, we got another land. Not the worst. So we don't have a way of getting life back, so that's notable. I think what I'm going to do here, so I'm going to start by playing this out. See what we get. A Frog. That's quite good. I still think we start with Murktide Regent, though. While we have a graveyard. I'd love to put an instant or sorcery in my graveyard. I'm going to put that in my graveyard. And I'm going to hold this Marshlands with the intention of 1, 2, 3. It's just a 4/4, but it will help me stave off this token. So next turn I'll play Psychic Frog, and I'll be able to dump my Marshlands to Psychic Frog. Do I want to protect this? think I do. Yeah, and then we'll just try to Psychic Frog. We're so low that they can kill us with Brazen Borrower at this point, which is why one of the reasons I got rid of that force is because I can't afford to cast the other force. I need to have some game against Orcish Bowmaster. Okay, so this feels like a trap, but I'm not sure how they're trapping me. But I am compelled to block if I'm able to. What are they doing here? Phasing it out. Autowara, bouncing it. Okay. So I'm going to take 1 damage, which sucks. And now if they have a Orcish Bowmaster, they're going to win. Because I don't have a way to stop it. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to draw. Now Spellbomb feels pretty worth casting. Let's think. So we'll start. I'm going to definitely cast this. There's no doubt in my mind that that is the correct thing to do. I'm going to definitely pitch this. Okay. Now, I can cast this, but then I can't cast this. I think that's okay, though. Again, if they have the second Bowmasters, we're dead. We just have to accept that. They have 1 card. If they find a Loam, it's going to be bad, but I can get rid of it next turn. Knight is scary. We really need a removal spell. I think what I might even do is chain the Snarl Spellbomb into a potential removal spell to try to get rid of Knight. Knight is not as scary if we wipe their graveyard, though. Okay, so I think what I do here is I'm going to go ahead and play this out. And I think I'm going to attack. Just attack with this. If they block with both of these, that's okay. I can exile their graveyard to draw a card, and then I can discard. That's fine. Okay, now I'm going to wipe their graveyard again. It feels bad to do this, but I need to find a removal spell. Borrower. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to brainstorm, and I'm going to hope. I can't fetch or do anything here. I'm just going to hope that I find a removal spell. Harbinger. I think Harbinger is worth casting here. This does nothing. Oh, actually, I probably want to hold this. I'm not going to be casting Brainstorm, so I'll put it back. Okay, and now they do have a Mox, so they can still cast stuff. But I think that this is better than nothing here. It shuts off like utility from their lands. Also, it makes it so they can't actually sack any of these. If we have to play game 3, it's going to be super intense because we're both super low on clock. They can still just rip a Bowmaster and kill us. I feel good knowing that I have a Brainstorm on top, though. Okay. Maze of Ith. It's a good card. One that I will most definitely Wasteland. I don't think they play more than 1 Wasteland. I think I'm going to start by wasting it just to see what they do. They can't sack it. Oh, no. They can make this bigger. They can go get a fetch and then they can fetch it. I'm going to... do I want to attack? So they can make it a 5/5. I can't attack into this. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Well, I think what I do is I attack with this. And then I hold this back. And then with the attack on the stack, I can Brainstorm here. Oh, that's so good. Okay, I'm just going to put this back and this back. I'm going to go ahead and push. They can phase it out. Let's see, the Talon Gate, is that in the exile? It's not. Okay, so they can potentially get that back. I'm going to, what am I going to do? I think I exile some cards to give it flying, and then it deals more damage. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to push. They're going to get the thing to phase it out with the phase ability on the stack. I will Sheoldred's Edict. And then I'm just going to try to like totally tempo them here. Okay, so this is targeting that. Now I'm going to do this. And I think as long as they don't rip a... it's fine. And now I'll exile some cards. 1, 2, 3. And I want to do it again. Just for the extra damage. Alright. So we'll get an extra counter on there. And they're going to be dead on board. We'll see what their top deck is. They were probably dead on board even without me doing that. But I just want to, quickly end the game and not think too much for this. Because game 3 is going to be really intense if there is a game 3. Okay. That was super intense. Wow. Oh, I somehow gained life too. How did I gain life? Oh, they plowed something. That's why. For some reason, I still thought I was at 1. Okay, so I like Dismember. I like all these cards. I like not having Tamiyo in. I like not having Days in. I think we just run it back. Try to stay calm here. We've got very, very little time. And they caught a lot on clock with all those hard decisions I had to make toward the end. This is a snap keep. I'm going to get my basics. And I like Surgical for their Loam. I like Shielded Edict in case they get something fancy going. Surgical can also hit Uro if they have an early Uro. Right. Oh, I can't get the swamp though. That sucks. So I think what I'll probably do is I'll probably just get a Surveil land here and try to maximize my looks at a swamp before I attempt to resolve a Harbinger. I would like to have a Force to protect the Harbinger. We're only up a minute and a half, so we need to play very quickly. All right. That's fine. I'm going to get a Fatal Push in step and just kill it. Okay. Black, blue, Strix. Good card against their deck. Can we find the basic land? If we can find the basic swamp, I will slam this Harbinger so hard and so fast. Just hit it on the table and hopefully win the game. Especially if they tap out. Okay, they have successfully phased out nothing. That's another good card. They don't have the mana to defend it. I am going to edict it. Okay, I'm going to ponder first. I'm going to try to find a swamp. I like all these cards. These do not get us closer to winning. I'm going to keep this Force on top. And I'm just going to go get another Underground Sea and Shielded Edict before they can do anything. Black, blue, edict. And then I'll swing. I like where we are a lot. Especially if we can resolve Harbinger. I might just do Harbinger anyway. Even though it depends if they play a threat. But if Harbinger sticks, I've got Force. And I can just beat them with Brazen Borrower. What are they doing here? That's Abrupt Decay mana, unfortunately. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about that. They can decay it. Okay, I'm going to go to combat. They're going to decay it. I'm just going to attack, and I'll pass. So the game's not going to be that simple, but we are still doing pretty well. We still got a lot of action. We've got 4 cards to 3, or 5 cards to 4, rather. If they waste here, that is okay. They're instead using the mana to do something. Grist. I can kill Grist with Edict, or I can just attack it. I think I Edict it, and I'm just going to keep attacking. Did I play a land? I did not. I think I'm going to Brainstorm just in case I can find a fetch. I really want to get my swamp. Come on, let me... Okay, there it is. Yeah. I think I put this back. I think I'm going to put both these back. So I can go get my basic swamp here. Because they might be able to waste lock me or something. They do have a lot of mana, which is scary. Maybe I should have kept those Forces. It's fine. I think they have a lot of removal on their deck. So I don't think Psychic Frog is that great of a card, but I'm going to still try to cast it next turn. This guy is kind of annoying. I can bounce him if he gets like too wild. It's fine, I'll take it. I'm going to Surveil here. And if they want to waste, they can waste. I don't want that. I don't think wasting them is going to get me anywhere. Strix. I'm going to attack. This doesn't have reach or anything. I think what I do here is I go ahead and play out Psychic Frog. And then next turn, assuming they don't have removal, I can bounce this, even if they get an attack in. If they attack, I will trade with it. What are they doing here? They're going to start exiling cards. This takes a lot of time from their clock. Yes, they're going to do 7 damage to me, but my Strix is going to kill their creature, or I'm going to bounce it. They could waste, and then loam, and then waste. Nethergoyf's pretty powerful. I can't force that. I need to be ready to bounce this. Yeah, I just have to let that happen. What are they doing? That's fine. Just taking a card with it. I'm on the way out. So that should kill them. Yeah. Got 0 cards in hand. All right. Wow, that's a great rip. I need to get Nethergoyf out of play. Here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to attack. This is crazy, I know. And then I'm going to just Bowmasters my own Strix. And now I'm going to push here. Happily trade my token. Okay, that's fine. I just need to play quick. If they have their own Bowmasters, I'm going to cry and I'll probably lose. If they don't, I'll pass. I think I yield. I'm more worried about clock than I'm like life from the loam or something here. I'm just going to kill some of their lands, reduce their options a little bit. I should have gone for the black. Yield to return. Yield to return. There's a hotkey for that. I think I need to learn it. 3. Land. Pass. Yield to return. Can add some counters. Yield to return. Why isn't it yielding? Yield to return. Okay. We're going to get into an F6 fight. One more attack. They are going to be able to clear this. Can I do it? I'm shaking. I am shaking right now. That does block. I don't know that I have time to do this. Did that do it? Blue. Oh my goodness, my hands are like so slippery. I've got 9 seconds on the clock. 1 second on the clock for both of us. Oh, we both had 1 second. Did you see that? That was insane. That was insane. We both had 1 second on the clock. I was winning on board. If we'd had more time, I think I would have been able to win. That was that was literally the closest match I think I've ever played. My goodness, I'm so glad I got that on film. It's recording, right? All right, good. So wow, 4-1. I'm gonna go for a nice walk, decompress after that. I hope that didn't all get cut out because I stopped talking because I was so focused. We'll see, because my auto editor tool that I use, which I'm going to publish a script about how to like automatically edit your videos using software, using like shell scripts. But basically, we won with 1 second on the clock. We passed them. They died. That was so incredible. And it looks like actually playing out that Merc died might have actually been the key play, because even though it took a bunch of clicks, I mean, like my hands were so slippery. My trackpad is probably also, it's not actually sweaty, but I can feel my hands all sweaty, man. I'm going to need to go for a walk. Okay. So the one Merc tide was worth keeping for sure. But I definitely feel that adding that extra land was crucial. I did not miss Merc tide number 2. I felt like every time we drew a land is like, okay, good. We had that land. Like even late game was like, okay, this isn't that bad. We can brainstorm it away. We can pitch it. Having excess lands is not that big of a deal with so many wastelands. I think aside from the match we played against Tony Scapone, I think every single match people were wastelanding us. So I think the only match we lost was against Doomsday. And I'm actually, that's fine. I think we played a match in the previous video. So I'm going to publish this as 2 videos, but, in the previous video, which is the same day, we played against Doomsday and we won 2-0. So this time, I think, did we go 0-2? I can't remember if we won any of the games against Doomsday. They just completely routed us. Game history. Let's go down here. Okay. So we beat From Mars to Sirius once, and we lost to them once. Both close matches, I think. Actually, I think this one was less close because game 3 was pretty decisive for them. We beat... this is the one we lost 0-2 to Doomsday, and this is the one we won 2-0 to Doomsday against... where is it? It's in here somewhere. Yeah, Eureka. Eureka's a really good player. So I play against Eureka a lot. So just to confirm, like if you're curious about the previous matches, there's another video that has a very similar title where we're playing almost exactly the same deck. The only substitution is I added a 9th fetch land in place of a Murktide just so I could have 20 lands because I was struggling on mana this entire first league. But this time we didn't struggle on mana at all because we had the land. No losses due to just, Island Ponder Keep not getting us there. Man, I don't know what else to say. If you enjoyed watching that last epic match where we were slamming our chest clocks against one of the trophy leaders historically, very strong player, please like, subscribe, tell your friends about the Be Excellent YouTube channel. Tell them to just search MTG Legacy and sort by new, and they'll see lots of my videos, right? If you're sorting by like most popular, of course, Bosch and Roll and Thraben U and the Epic Storm, and a lot of those creators are going to be number one. But if you sort by new, you see a lot of my videos, and you'll see a lot of other creators whom I have a profound amount of respect for, who don't necessarily make it to the top when sorted by like popular or whatever, however the YouTube algorithm, when there are search results, you have to sort by new if you want to find them. So until next time, be excellent to each other and party on, dudes.